Hi guys, lesson number 3 from my workshop shed. Today we're going to start looking at how to make some more organic shapes and forms, including curved designs, and I'm going to try and do some in both waste recycling items that you should definitely have lying around at home, as well as some card. I'll be using a glue gun, but I'll try and suggest alternatives you can use if you don't have one, including just making interlocking designs and designs where you can use sellotape or double-sided tape in the place of the glue gun. Again, if you are able to get a glue gun online, or see if another family member in the house has one, then it'd be really beneficial for making models that are quite sturdy and last well. Okay, let's go. Right, so the materials that I've got that I'm going to work with today are a fish finger box, a kitchen roll, because can't get any bog roll tubes, and a drinks bottle. Okay, so I'm going to cut these up carefully, work with them to try and make something a bit more interesting. Okay, so I can curve this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut, which again you can do with scissors, some slits in the sides. All the way down, which I'm going to use as glue tabs. Make sure you cut away from your fingers. If you don't have any card of any kind, you can do this with paper, but it will obviously be a bit less sturdy, but you can still test the same ideas out. Right. Now, I only actually want half of these tabs, so I'm going to now cut off alternate ones. I'm going to roll it up to get a bit of a curve into it. I'm obviously going to try and use the blank side on the outside. So I'm going to try and get a bit of curve into the shape. If you're using thicker card, you have to run scores across the whole thing, which I'll show you on the next part of this video. Okay, so the next part, I'm going to prepare 2 pieces, and I'll just show you one. I'm going to draw around a round object to get a nice uniform curve. This is effectively going to be like a little model quarter pipe. Alright, so I'm going to cut 2 of those out. Right, so there's the 2 cut pieces ready to go, and I've got my curved piece. I'm now going to glue this in, following the curved line around there, so that they'll come up and glue tab around there. So I'm going to glue them in, fold the tops flat, so that I've got a curve that's nice and solid and smooth. If you don't have a glue gun at this stage, you can line it up like this and use sellotape, double-sided tape, Pritt stick, Yoo-hoo, any other kind of adhesive around there. So you can see I've got the curve, here, glued in. I've stuck in a thicker bit of corrugated card there just to make it a bit stronger, but you could use the same strip of any cardboard and just use a glue tab around the outside. And as I say, you can use tape if you want, instead of a glue gun, if you've got that. I'm now thinking, if I want to house a phone and potentially some other products, I could place a backboard on here, and if I put an internal ledge inside there, the phone can be supported. Remember, what we're trying to do is experiment with ideas through model making. So to let the idea evolve as you go through is exactly what we should be doing. If you prefer to work from a design, make a design and then draw it and then produce the model, you can, but I much prefer just making the model and then seeing how it evolves so I can get a big range of ideas. And if you're doing AQA Design Technology coursework, these type of models next year are going to get you a really high level because you show a range of skills and a range of making ideas. Yeah. So for this part, I'm going to line it up in the back, make sure it fits well, and then I'm going to think how much support do I need for the back of my phone, and then I'm going to bring that around into a curve as well. The way you can make this type of card curve is by cutting slots into it, halfway through. So scoring, but fairly deep, but just don't go through the front face of the card. So I want to start my scores there, and then I'm going to bring them every centimetre or half centimetre all the way up. So now I've got this basic shape here, all glued in. I'm going to think about incorporating this kitchen roll into there. So I'm just going to bring it in to about halfway where I've marked and cut it down. And then I'm going to use that just as a former around there. So I've got a little storage compartment on the back, but the card line follows it round, which gives it strength and can work as a design feature. Right, so here's my finished prototype for today. It's evolved quite a lot from what I was originally thinking, and I've used quite a few of the shapes from yesterday's model as a way of not wasting them, but also repurposing them into a different design. You get really high marks in design technology for showing design iteration, so a range of ideas, and there's nothing wrong with using some of the same shapes and forms. I'd already decorated them. I didn't want to use up all of my son's pens, so I've included those in there. I've added some additional functionality of a stationery holder, and on the side I used some of the Coke bottle to get this clear plastic extendable section on the side. I thought you could hang headphones off of there. Not really sure what it's for yet, and the idea is going to evolve, but I want to test out using that material. Just be careful when you're cutting that up with your scissors because it can get a bit sharp and it's very, very bendy, which could be really useful in a future project. So I'm not going to glue it in for now, I'm just going to place it in. Remember, you're not meant to be making exactly what I make. The idea is that you use some of the techniques like the tabs to make the curve with the fish finger box and the corrugation effect by cutting every half centimetre on this curve to try and achieve a different type of product. Now, my phone fits in it. It could do with some security of how to hold it on there. He says it's not going to fall off. It fits landscape and portrait, but something I considered later was I've got this cavity at the base. Could that be used as an acoustic amplifier? If so, when I made the top section, I would need to have left a little gap there in that cavity so the sound could travel through, thinking about the alignment of my speakers. So I may consider that for the next project of how to incorporate another function. Also, all of this space here is wasted. So if this front part was a drawer, then I've got another way of opening it up and making it into a much more interesting product. Okay, thanks a lot guys, cheers.